Hey there, Aura here, and welcome to another episode of Aura on the Fly, where we're building a community of young adults who are on a journey to living purposeful and wholesome lives. So today we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about how to turn that amazing idea of yours into a reality. This is 2020. This year has just been turning on your own. But it's not too late. You probably have an amazing idea and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I know this is going to blow up the world. I know this is going to turn the world over. I just don't know how to execute. Well, I'm your girl, okay? So today I've laid out about 7 points and I'm just going to briefly go through on how you can turn that amazing idea of yours into a reality. So number 1 is to believe in yourself, okay? I believe this is one of the greatest hurdles you would ever cross over in terms of wanting to launch that amazing idea of yours. Typically because when we have an amazing idea, it's bigger than our capabilities sometimes, or we believe sometimes that it's bigger than our capabilities. We don't think we can deliver. We start to second guess ourselves. We start to think, oh my goodness, I'm not qualified. I don't have the right degrees. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm going to need you to hold up on those thoughts, okay? Those thoughts, you need to toss them where? In the trash. Number 2 is research. Research, okay? I cannot stress this enough. During this research process is when you would do things like your SWOT analysis, which is very important. Your SWOT analysis is the strength, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threats. So let me just give a real life example right now. So right now we're in Corona season. Miss Rona is here and she has disrupted all our plans for 2020, okay? And let's just be, the world as we know it probably doesn't exist anymore after we come out of it. One of the biggest industries that have been affected by Rona this year is the events industry. If you're an event planner, more than likely right now you are sweating because people are not planning events right now. Everyone is talking about social distancing, staying in your homes. People are not going out really for any social events. Only essential workers are allowed to be on the streets. So as an event planner, you're thinking to yourself, how do I survive post-COVID? What events are there to plan? The truth is it would take a while for events to pick up. That's just the absolute truth, but they will eventually pick up. Now, as an innovative thinker, as someone who's a thoughtful leader, how do you make sure that you as an event planner, for example, are ahead of the curve? You may have to do things like making sure that part of your rate card services will now include providing hand sanitizers and face masks for events. You may just slot that in, making sure that you are sourcing from valuable people, that the face masks contain filters and they're just not clogged, so that when people come into those events, they feel protected. You may have to start designing events in such a way that, seats are spaced from each other, so people are still kind of observing social distancing, especially if it's a corporate event and people just sit down. Obviously, these are just ideas that I'm throwing off the top of my head. But then again, when you're conducting this SWOT analysis, for example, and you want to become an event planner, these are things that you have to include in the SWOT analysis, especially under the threat bucket. The pandemic is here. It's a threat to that industry and it's real. Number 3 is you don't have to do it alone. You absolutely don't have to do it alone. The best ideas sometimes will scare you, and it's for a good reason. It's because it's bigger than you. Doesn't mean you're not qualified to deliver on it, but it's just bigger than you. I, for example, started a YouTube channel about a week ago. And while, yes, at this time I'm editing and filming and doing all these things by myself, trust me when I say I have a whole team behind me. There are people that I call and just bounce ideas off of. And that in itself is very, very important, because it just means that there are other thoughts in this thing apart from mine that is producing what you guys see today. While they may not be helping me produce and edit and all that good stuff, the thoughts also still count. Just the fact that I can call somebody up and say, hey, what do you think about this topic? What do you think about this approach? And they're able to share their thoughts with me is also very valuable. Number 4 is you have to find your authentic voice and story. I cannot stress how important this is. If you're entering an industry, it's more than likely that there are already key players in that industry, right? So what is going to set you apart from the rest? It's your story. It's your authentic voice, okay? People resonate greatly with that because they just want to know why they should believe in you. Number 5 is you have to be best friends with your target audience. You have to know who your target audience is, so you have a great idea. You psych yourself up, you psych your family up. Everyone believes in you, you believe in yourself, okay? But apart from your friends and family, you know, who are going to support you because they love you, you have to also know that there's a target audience waiting out for you out there, and you just have to know where to find them. The first step in doing that is really, you know, honing down on who you're talking. That is your target audience. Women? Is it men? Is it a combination of both? What's their age range? Where do they school? What kind of money do they make? Where would you find them? What do they like to do for vacation? Trust me, while these things may seem like so aloof and far off, and you know, sometimes it doesn't seem like it's making sense to what you want to do, it's really, 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 really helpful because it puts you in the mind frame of your target audience. And so when you're creating solutions or you're creating content for them, you're able to think, okay, if my target audience, you know, for example, likes to go for vacation in Florida every summer, then they must be making XYZ money, which means that they could afford to pay XYZ for this solution that I'm providing. See how that all connects? Yeah. So you want to be best friends with them. You really want to hone down on, you know, what they care about and why they would be passionate about your solution. Number 6, focus on building momentum, okay? You have to crawl first before you walk, before you run, before you fly, okay? You can't go from crawling to flying all of a sudden. Like, there's a time process, there's a time lapse that has to happen. You cannot skip the process. So this is where patience is key, and this is where you have to be extremely patient with yourself and knowing that the top players in your field most likely didn't get there overnight. There was also a process for them. Now, this gives you an advantage because you can really research into those top players and find out what they did and basically replicate. You don't have to replicate the exact same strategy they used, but you can absolutely learn from it. You can absolutely see the things that they did or the opportunities that they missed out that you can now see clearly, which would escalate your own growth. So again, just make sure that you are focused on building momentum. It will happen. You will execute. It will be great, but you just have to make sure that you are patient, okay? And the last thing is do the damn thing, okay? Just do it. There's some things that you would not learn except you just start. Again, you know, trying to build perfection before you launch would just stall the process. Obviously, there's some things you should have done before you launch, which I have outlined. Things like, you know, research and, you know, your SWOT analysis, etc. But once all those things are done, you kind of know your industry well enough. You have good information down. You've seen the opportunities. You've seen the strengths. You've seen the weaknesses. All those things you are really, really clear on. You're clear on your story. You're clear on your authentic voice. What else are you waiting for? It's time to launch. It's time to just do it. Okay. Again, there's some things that you just absolutely will not learn until you launch. I hope this is giving you the encouragement to start whatever you wanted to start this season. If there's anything that you are currently working on and you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't think I can do it, shoot me a comment below. I want to know because I believe in you and I believe you can absolutely do it. So I want to chat with you. I want to engage with you. This is me in your face, pushing you to do it. Okay? In the words of Speed Darlington,
try me. Take risk and succeed.
Just do it. I'm here cheering you on. There are people cheering you on. You can absolutely do it. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, it's one of those things you have to do, okay? You have to do that today. Hey guys, voiceover Aura here. Wow, look at that face. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Honestly, my goal for like a month was just to get to 100 subscribers. And guys, we got to 97 in a week. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Okay, to celebrate, I have included a free worksheet that you can download. The link is going to be somewhere in the description box, but the worksheet basically goes along with the video of today. It's going to have you put thoughts on paper, and hopefully you find it really, really helpful to help you just execute that amazing idea of yours. I believe in you. I trust in you. Okay, back to the video. Bye! If you found this information really valuable, please go ahead and share. I'm sure there's someone you know that is stalling on an amazing idea and you're like, they need to listen to this. So please make sure you send this to them. Until next time.